Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon, and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. And as always, thank you for all your support, including sharing, chatting, liking, and subscribing. Now roll that famous logo animation! Will it DOS? That is the question. Good evening, and welcome back to Computerized Start Live. I am your host, Justin D. Morgan. I have smeared something on those safety glasses, so they are going off to the side. Oh, and it is still December, and oh, I forgot to do something here. There we go. Yeah, see, it's still December, so the lights get turned on. Yes, I apologize for starting late. I was trying to find the VGA adapter for my iMac, because that was one of the computers I wanted to use tonight. I cannot find that adapter, and then that left less time for me to try to figure out why my sound level in OBS is lower than it should be, which is why the video I put out yesterday had sound issues. If I'd realized how low the audio was, I should have probably set the Christmas music while I was talking to a lower volume. I can't figure out why in OBS or this computer the microphone volume is lower than it should be. Yes, the thing is you can hear me, but the volume is lower than it should be. So anyways, let's see who I've got in the chat who was patient enough for me to try to figure out things that are beyond a quick Google search. We have K-Mac Vintage, hi Will. We have Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. We have Retro Tech or Die, hi Mike. We have Jack68K, hi Jack. We have Frank S, hi Frank. We have Gutbomb, hey Jason. We have Sadmac, welcome. We have, alright. And I have my CompuServe CD finally. Oh, look, and it has the entire internet. We'll put that to the test. Bonus points if anyone realizes which YouTube channel that's from. Alright, so tonight we are going to try to run DOS on various things. My iMac G4 will not be one of them, because I can't find the VGA adapter, which means I might have to pull the iMac, the Beige G3 out of the corner. Actually, that's just the case, because I might have to use it instead, but that's going to actually cause more problems than it's going to solve. Yeah, only 100 hours free. So, yeah, they were not keeping up with the AOL, because the AOL was keeping up with you with their, like, 20 bazillion hours free for the first 45 days. Oh, right, I got a mad dog in the mail on the way to me. Yes, thank you, Gutbomb. I also, yeah. So, let's see here. Other announcements. All right, I got the coffee goal. The link's in the description. If you didn't see my video I put out yesterday, I unboxed my swag box from PCBWay, and also at the end of the video is my Christmas greetings. Spoiler, if you look in the description, if you just want to go watch my Christmas greeting, you could just go click on that link in the description. It'll take you right to the chapter mark for the Christmas greetings if you want the short version. If you want the short version, just play it at 2 times speed. And let's see here. Yeah, oh, one of the things I did want to do tonight was try to run weird versions of DOS on my Cheap PC Challenge official entry so that I could work on that video. Luckily, I've got a floppy drive down here. And I think that might be the first computer I pull up on the bench, because I think it'll be quite ridiculous to, probably about as ridiculous as me wearing a lab coat to install DOS. It's not like I'm testing blenders or anything. Anyways, yeah, why not? I'll go get my official Cheap PC Challenge 2023 entry, and we will see if I can get DOS to boot on it. Although, I will have to say, I did do some looking on WinWorld PC today at the various DOS versions, and it does appear as if on a lot of the computers, I'm only going to be able to go back to like DOS 3.2 or 3.3, because some of the computers, well, okay, my Cheap PC Challenge entry, I'm pretty sure it doesn't support 5.25-inch floppy drive, since there's no floppy controller on it, and I've got to use a USB floppy drive, so we got to go with a version of DOS that supports 3.5-inch discs. Sadly, probably. That version still might not boot. But yeah, we can't go back to DOS 1. That only ran on IBM PCs as far as I can tell. And in fact, DOS 2 appears to be a hit or miss, because all of those were OEM releases, and I don't have the systems for those OEM specific releases. Yeah, the pre-3 discs are weird OEM specific ones. So they pretty much, most of them won't boot unless you're actually running it on the proper hardware, because it seems like that was the era where it was the wild, wild west in terms of IBM compatibility. So it seems like Microsoft had to make a version for lots of computers, and I don't know which of those are generic enough to actually boot. So, plus, especially with my Cheap PC Challenge entry, I'm going to have to use a version of DOS that supports 3.5-inch discs. So, Thomas Armstrong says more coffee is needed. Yes, of course. Also, PCs are going to be needed on the bench. So, let's start with my Cheap PC Challenge 2023 entry, and this will be the sneak peek to what you might be seeing in the video coming later this week, because if it doesn't come this week, it's late. Um, okay, hold please for me to actually find where I set it. Oh, for various comical reasons, I can't put it in a case. So, therefore, benchtop it is. Also, fortunately, I had the forethought of buying the adapter for it so I could plug in a PS2 keyboard and mouse, because that'll probably be needed. I made a 5150 PC. I wish that would be cooler than my actual Cheap PC Challenge entry, probably. Because, dude, I got a Dell. Behold, it's my Cheap PC Challenge 2023 entry. And it's a Dell. It's got a fan that does nothing so that it doesn't beep at startup that there's no fan. Although, if I could find a way to set it to blow air on the back of the GPU, I would. But the GPU is too long to fit in any of the cases that I have without taking a metal cutter to it, and I don't really want to butcher a case for a Cheap PC Challenge competition, because I might like to use the case later. Alright, well, I'm just going to set the fan on top of the power supply. Hey! Thank you, Will! Bench items help. Alright. Yes, I could definitely use some bench items. Alright, so what is my Cheap PC Challenge 2023 entry? It is a Dell 3020 motherboard, an i5 4570 processor, a heatsink I had to scavenge from another Dell because reasons, 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, a custom modification to the motherboard so that the GPU would fit because I don't think you can remove the backplate, and the pièce de résistance, which is going to make this an absolutely screaming DOS machine, probably not, an R9 390 graphics card. Is it overclocked? It probably doesn't matter for DOS. Why does the fan look 3D printed? Because it's a fancy fan that goes on a tower cooler, and I couldn't, I wanted to use it, but the Dell backplate, it holds the bracket on that holds the processor in. So, and the cooler I wanted to use clips in. So I would have to like actually hack the backplate to put the cooler on. So, but this was like the only fan I could find really quick to silence the rear fan malfunctioning failure warning every boot. So, yeah. All right. So, if anyone's wondering how much this system cost, let me remind you that corporations every day scrap more and more of these systems. So the motherboard and processor cost me a whopping $10. Yes, you're probably wondering, well, why didn't I go AMD? I gave up with the AMD systems because they weren't able to, the CPUs weren't able to feed the graphics cards. So, well, I just decided to get another motherboard, and it fortunately came in right before Christmas. So I've actually already run all the benchmarks, and it definitely improved the score some. But anyways, so yeah, the motherboard and CPU cost me $10 on eBay. The RAM modification was free. I just had to apply torque to the clip, and it snapped off as it was probably designed to if you applied torque the wrong way. The graphics card was $26. I think I had this in my previous build. It's the same graphics card. It was $26. And this RAM was actually 3 4GB sticks, but there's only 2 slots. The RAM was a whopping $6. So, yeah, I had to, so yeah, so for, what, 16, 26, 30, 40, $42. So $42. So I get like $58 worth of bonus points for not spending money, plus a better score because it's an Intel processor. I don't think I'm going to win, but well, I should place nicely. I think some other people managed to get some better e-waste scores than I was. I'm just hoping that I place respectably. I don't necessarily need to win. I did it for fun. All right. So, all right. And before I even do anything silly, let me go ahead and plug in a PS2 keyboard and mouse, because I'm fairly sure that for DOS, if this even works, let's see, I think the mouse is green and the keyboard is purple. Or at least the HP keyboard has a purple connector. But I think my HP PS2 keyboard is new enough that it's using the current standard colors. So all right. All right. See, DVI will be the video of choice. Power. Where'd the power plug go? There it is. All right. So if anyone's wondering what I recommend, yeah, wires everywhere, and not a case to put this in because of the length of the graphics card. Uh-oh. Oh. No worries. Smart outlet was off. Let's see. We should have a... There we go. All right. So if this is even going to possibly work, I'm first going to have to beat Windows to beating. Oh, hey, Frodo Jedi likes the dark green gloves. Yeah. I thought they are. I thought I would try them. Not that they were cheaper than the ones I usually do, but that's what they are. They are dark green. I thought the flock lining might make them a little bit warmer, but no, they just keep the hands a little drier. Let's see here. I got them off Amazon, the place where I buy everything that I don't buy from the place I buy things where I later regret it. All right. Okay, so what I am attempting to do now is get into the BIOS so that I can change some necessary settings here. Update security, troubleshoot. No, oh, recovery, advanced startup. There we go. Jack68 says I wear blue nitrile gloves while soldering, but now I'm going to try those. Yeah. They are a little more expensive than others, but I think they're also a better glove than others. They also do have a texture to them, too. I got them because, well, I thought the flock lining might be beneficial, and they were also dark enough that I thought that maybe people wouldn't notice immediately that I had changed colors of gloves. um, Spoiler alert, you all didn't immediately notice. Well, Frodo Jedi did, but I think I was wearing them last week and no one said anything. Okay, so we have to wait for Windows to run updates, apparently, because reasons. Frank S. says, I'm going to MPJA tomorrow. They have fun stuff. Ah, yes, they do have fun stuff. All right, so, well, I guess we gotta wait for Windows. I guess in the meantime, that means I can try to create the DOS boot disk that we are going to try to boot here momentarily. All right. See here, I should have a copy of the disk on my NAS, which I did. Oh, well, that's interesting. All right. Let's see here if I can. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. Oh, yeah, my NAS did mount. All right, let's see here. So I want to troubleshoot, advanced options, UEFI firmware settings. There we go. And we should boot into Dell's BIOS. There we go. All right, so I believe it is DOS 331. Here we go. Let's see here. Open with. All right, let me. Apparently, some Windows protection something or other means that I need to open this image from my local computer, or WinImage can't, or I'm going to have to re-enter the password for my NAS, and I don't want to do that. So let me go ahead and write the disk out to a floppy. All right, disk. Okay, in the meantime, what we are going to do here is, let's see here. So, boot sequence. All right, so I want to boot the diskette drive first. And I want to move the CD up next. And let's see here. System configuration. Drives. All right. First, I'm going to see if this even boots. And if it does, then I'll come in here and we'll set it to ATA, because I may even try to install DOS. But at the moment, I just want to see if it boots. And I don't think it even tried. Did it even write the disk? Oh, hold please. I think my USB floppy drive's not even plugged in. Oh, no, it is. Oh, I think it was another problem. I don't think I pushed the disk in all the way. Um, okay. All right, disk. Use floppy A. Write disk. All right, hold please. I'm having trouble with WinImage. Okay. All right, file. Open. Open the disk image. Write disk. Write disk. Oh, okay. My oh. Hold on, I'm having trouble writing the image. I'll, can't tell if it's WinImage or the computer. Alright, so let me try to format the disk in Windows. Quick format, alright. Okay. Disk, write disk. It would appear that WinImage is... Okay, image information. Alright, I'm having technical difficulty with WinImage. Okay. Oh. Okay. I think I see the problem. Okay. Open image, disk, write disk. There we go. Finally. Okay, it's writing the disk image. I do not know why it took 17,000 tries to get it to write. But yeah, I gotta plug a USB floppy drive into this computer if we're gonna boot DOS 3.31. Oh, as a backup, I do have FreeDOS. I did download FreeDOS. So we can even try FreeDOS on some older computers. Because I even downloaded the version of FreeDOS that has the El Torito format bootloader on it. So I might even try to boot FreeDOS on one of the earliest computers that I have that will boot CDs, and I bet it will boot nicely with the legacy booter. But first, I just want to see this new computer run DOS ludicrous speed go. Also, if we actually do manage to boot DOS 3.31, I probably will I'll put a different SSD in here because I don't want to like uh oh, oh, maybe that's why it wouldn't write the disk. The disk is bad. All right. Let's try another floppy disk. Although, interestingly enough, it wasn't bad on track 0. It was bad on track 54. All right, format and write disk. I'm going to need to try to find a new box of floppy disks. And by new box of... Oh, actually, I see the scratch on the disk. Ew. Oh, yeah, that's actually... I should probably clean the heads on my USB floppy drive now. Actually, this is probably bad enough that I can probably just show it on table cam view, and I bet you'll be able to see it. I can get the light to reflect off of it just right. Well, maybe not. All right. Well, that's why I've got a microscope. Anyone want to know what a... There we go. Yeah, I think it's probably safe to say that... Alright, kind of hard to focus on it because the media's shiny. Anyway, there's, I think, the bad track 54. Yeah, that looks like the media might actually be... Well, you know what we do with discs like this? Oh, I tossed them backwards, and then my aim is so lousy, it just went completely the wrong direction. Yeah, that disc is not good. That disc is definitely not good. Oh, did it actually write the disc out? Oh, it's still writing. Oh, there we go. Oh, it just formatted the disc. Okay, it's writing the disk image now. Yeah, that'll buff out. All right, let me find that disk I just tossed backwards so I can actually properly put it in the trash can. Because otherwise, I will probably fool myself. Oh, there it is. Actually, I will do what we did back in the day and there. Now if I try to sector not found. Uh-oh. All right. Okay, how can it format a disk and then not find the sector? All right, let me... Okay, this disk is probably bad too. Let me find my disk cleaner and put a disk cleaning disk through the USB floppy drive. In the meantime, while we wait for the technical difficulties. Oh, never mind. I don't know what I did with the batteries I had out yesterday. All right, let's see if I can get Windows 10 to exercise the disk heads. All right, yep. Hold please. I'm trying to clean the USB floppy drive heads because I can't say for certain that that one disk didn't rub off material. Oh, the disk is. You can't format the cleaning disk because not because track 0 is bad, but because the disk is write protected. Oh, sure enough, it is write protected. All right. All right, let me let the drive heads dry and then I'll put another disk in. This would be a shame if I can't try DOS 3.3 on this computer because I'm out of floppy disks. All right, well, I'll call that disk questionable. We'll go to the next disk. I don't know how long to wait. All right, let me see if the Instructions on the disk said how long to wait after cleaning it. Use once a week or after every 10 hours of use. Do not use cleaning disk more than 20 times. Because naturally, we want you to buy another one. Oh, hey, DTM Ace 1. Huh. I'm not sure why the stream never started either. Probably YouTube. YouTube being YouTube. Alright. Let's see if this disk formats and writes. Currently trying to write a boot floppy to boot this very newish computer, relatively speaking, with an old version of DOS. And of course, I'm running into the problem that I so often do. Bad floppy disks. What? I wonder what. DTMA Swan is saying, guess what? And I don't know what to guess. Unless he has. Oh, the 1996 Pentium 150 Dell laptop lives, actually powered up and booted once I had an adapter that was good. Oh, yay! Oh. Oh, that's why it appears to be levitating. I was wondering, why does the fan appear to be levitating? And because there's a... No, they're 3.5-inch discs, and because this computer's not going to support a 5.25-inch disk drive. I'm not even sure how far it'll boot off a 3.5-inch floppy. I mean, I suspect FreeDOS will probably boot, but that kind of feels like cheating, because this is like probably the... DTM Ace 1. Oh, yeah, just need to clean it and it's ready for eBay. Actually, isn't it always ready for eBay? Because I see all sorts of sellers. Everywhere from... Obviously, just pulled it out of the back of a shed or barn, all the way to fully restored, ready to go. Also, I think I've seen both examples for the same price. Oh, hey, Strider. Welcome. Yes, Merry Christmas. I am trying to write a boot floppy disk. An actual, legitimate boot floppy disk. Because I think that's a... Frank S. says, just say untested and I know what I've got. Yeah. Yes, I luckily did get 2 items today that I was waiting for from eBay. My CompuServe 2000 disc. So now I've got a disc for testing CDs. All right, I think that floppy disk actually wrote. Yes, it did. So, yay. All right, let's see here. Okay. So, I now have a USB floppy drive. with a 3.5-inch disk, which has DOS 3.3. All right. DOS 3.31 on it, I believe. And I have the floppy drive set as the first boot device. Oh. It's actually doing something. There we go. Oh, we don't even have the mim command. Yeah, DOS 3.3. It's not just for breakfast. Yeah. So this is DOS 3.3 running on effectively a Dell Optiplex 3020 with an i5 4570 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and an AMD R9 390 GPU. So yeah, it works. Okay, now let's see if it really works. So let me go find another SSD or a SATA drive that I can wipe. It doesn't have to be an SSD. I might actually just go grab one of my tested hard drives because I think all my SSDs have Windows installs on them for various iterations of my cheap PC challenge entries. I'd like to hold on to those until I finish the video in case I need them for some strange reason. So let me find my. Oh, let me guess. Okay, let me go run upstairs and grab a data drive real quick. I'll be right back. I thought I brought one downstairs, but apparently I did not. All right. even better. I grabbed two. Just in case I managed to, like, throw one onto the ground by accident. The stream isn't paused. The cursor is flashing. Yeah, I know. Alright, so let's I don't really want to delete my Windows 10 install because it's so nice. Alright, so this drive should work. I wiped it the other day, so theoretically it should be working because it wiped without errors. Alright. Alright. Oh, function 12 boot options. Alright. Oh, let me go back to capture input. So I need to go to BIOS setup. Let's see, boot advanced. Okay, that's fine. System configuration. Nope, that's the one I need to change. Yep. And apply that. And exit. All right, there we go. Because I definitely know if we're to install DOS 3.3, that the SATA needs to be in the legacy mode. Also, I believe Windows 10 boots faster from an SSD on this computer than Windows 3.31 boots from a floppy drive, but that's probably just happenstance. I suspect this computer will probably boot 3.31 from a mechanical drive faster than Windows 10 will boot from a SSD. All right. So let's see, there should be no partition tables because this is a blank disk. Create DOS partition, create primary DOS partition, maximum size. This partition may not be accessible by other DOS versions. Continue. Yes. It's the DOS equivalent of having the clock flash time separator. Yeah. Haha. Of course, I wonder if I'm going to be able to copy DOS bench on this drive. That is actually an interesting question. Invalid drive specification. That's weird. Fixed disk drive 1. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Oh, good night, Frank. Is my hard drive the B drive? Oh, we'll see in a moment here. No, I think something else is wrong. At the time I realized what this computer was doing, it was too late, so I'm letting it go to confirm. But I think this computer is mapping B drive to A drive. I think I'm formatting the A drive. Because now it's going to give me an error that it can't find the system. Because I think it just formatted the drive. Oh, well, I guess it transferred the system from memory. Okay, so yeah, there we go. I just formatted the A drive. Great. Although I think I'm going to have to say, will this era system DOS 3.31? I think the answer is not really. Because it did boot DOS 3.31, and I was able to allegedly partition the hard drive. But yeah, it's not a valid combination, apparently. It doesn't like something about the hard drive. So I'm going to say, Optiplex 3020 does not DOS 3.31. Now, however, I am not one to just totally give up on a good MS DOSing. If I can find the discs that are probably actually upstairs. Yeah, this is my cheap PC challenge entry. And don't worry, the Windows install is safely on this SSD. I'll have to set the computer back to UEFI boot, but I've already run the benchmark, so I know how it did. But if I need to boot it again, I'll have to set it back to UEFI. All right, somewhere I think I have an actual physical DOS 6.2 boot disk. It might be this one here. No, that's a double density disk. Oh, wait. There's a high density disk. All right. I think one of these is like Joe's chop floppy. Let me just try to boot it. Oh. um, I think that was MemTest. Okay, that was a version of MemTest this computer that is incompatible with this computer. Let me mark the floppy. All right, that's not a system test. I think I've got another floppy. Well, I can go upstairs and I can find the. Take too long. Somewhere I've got a set of MS-DOS install floppies, and actually, I think I did bring them downstairs. Actually, if they're on the bench, I'll never be able to find them. I didn't get to clean my bench off like I wanted to. All right, let's All right, this kind of probably feels like cheating. This will at least delay until I can find the DOS 622 discs. All right. All right. Heck. MS-DOS. Let's see here. Live CD. To. All right, I'm gonna burn a FreeDOS floppy or FreeDOS CD. Because FreeDOS should be able to boot. In the meantime, let me see if I can find the DOS 622 floppies, because I'm thinking maybe a slightly newer version of DOS maybe will behave slightly better. Probably not. I suspect it's going to have some of the same challenges as DOS 3.31. Because I have a feeling it's the USB and the such that is confusing it. FreeDOS, though, may actually run because it's at least going to know about some newer stuff. Plus, it'll also probably let me format this drive as FAT32, which it's an 80 gig drive. That would be nice to use it all. Yeah, I don't know what I did with my. All right, so note to self: when on this computer, the B drive is the A drive, and it will happily let you format your boot disk that took you 10 minutes to write. Also, I did look to see if I could find a PCI Express floppy controller in some weird alternate parallel universe that one got put on our eBay, but no, those aren't a thing at all. Because I had thought of this, and I was like, maybe I can find a floppy controller for PCI Express. In fact, I don't even think I found a PCI floppy controller. Because I was like, well, maybe a computer with a PCI slot. Although if it's new enough, it's going to be on a PCI Express to PCI bridge, which could still cause issues with older operating systems. Now, this combination isn't working. However, I could maybe pull out my AMD Phenom board, which actually has an IDE controller on it, and see if maybe that works better with an older DOS. Although it doesn't have a floppy controller, so I bet we still run into problems. Because I suspect the booting DOS 331 off a USB floppy is, well, it obviously worked because the BIOS on the computer was probably mapping a whole bunch of stuff. And it probably worked because the DOS is using the interrupt calls to boot to read the floppy, so. Hey, Dave, welcome. Oh, yeah, Dave, I think I saw that you put out a new video, like, not too long ago, actually. I need to get my video out. Although I think I got the answer, well, I didn't capture the footage quite the way I wanted to, because I forgot to click start recording in OBS, partly, and I was going to hide the banners and whatnot. Alright, so I guess I'll, try to write my DOS floppy again so I can at least record the footage. Yes, okay, the CD's about burned. I wish I'd had time to actually do a little bit more of this for... Strider says, Dave's here, it's time to end the stream. Ha ha ha. Yes, Dave just published his Cheap PC Challenge video, so go check that out after my stream. So far I've seen Amber has posted her video, Dave's posted his video, and I was thinking that maybe someone else has posted theirs. Hey, Retro Tech Chris! You just missed DOS 3.31 on an Optiplex 3020, which didn't quite go as I had intended. Eric's Edge. Okay, yeah, I was thinking I'd seen one more. Alright, so let's see if maybe FreeDOS will boot. And that maybe I can actually... Oh, there we go. Use FreeDOS in live environment mode. Boot from system hard disk. Oh, install to hard disk. Let's just go ahead and we'll send this. What's the worst that could happen? Let's see. FreeDOS is a complete operating system. Yeah. Yes, I want to continue with the installation. Please erase and format drive C. Having a problem reading drive C. A reboot may help. You want to reboot now? Sure, why not? I'm actually not as hopeful that this is going to work. Alright, let's just use it in live environment mode, and then I'll try to install it. In the meantime, let me see if I can't write a new DOS 331 boot disk. Alright, new. disk. There we go. All right, we are writing a new DOS 3.31 disk. RetroTech Chris is not a fan of the operating system I'm using. Well, this Optiplex was not a fan of DOS 3.31. Okay, this is FreeDOS. And I'm going to try to install it now. Continue with the installation. Race and format. Unable to read drive C after format. That's interesting. Seems to be working fine to me. Sure, why not? Large disk support. Display partition table. Right. Let's see here. 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, RetroTech Chris is asking 8 gigabyte FAT16 partition. How does that work? Well, the answer is it doesn't in MS-DOS and Windows 9X. It gives you a warning that, but apparently newer versions of Windows will actually read it. They may not like it, but they'll read it. I'm kind of wondering if Microsoft might have thought that they would need larger clusters in FAT16 and added that support to later Windows and never really advertised it. I don't know. Because it looked like the warning said that it would work in like Windows 2000 and later. Oops. There we go. This should be a FAT32 drive now. All right, and that hopefully was WinImage. All right, I got a new DOS 3.31 disk. All right, preferred language is English. Continue with the installation. Yeah, it made the clusters like 64K. Yep, that's fine. Of course I want applications and games. All right. It looks like this might actually run FreeDOS. Granted, I think FreeDOS has support for slightly newer, nicer things in it. This is kind of my crazy thing I'm doing on my cheap PC challenge PC, which there for those that joined later. Yeah, there's my cheap PC challenge entry, including the custom DDR3 memory sockets that I customized myself. Because when the items from eBay aren't regrets directly from eBay, well, you do things like, let's see, there's one of them. Oh, well, I think I lost one of the plastic pieces. Yeah, there we go. There's one of the latches I had to remove to fit the GPU in. So, is it a good idea to use a Dell Optiplex 3020 motherboard with a GPU that has a backplate? No! It's actually a bad idea. Because the latches on the memory socket conflict with the backplate. Hey, Retro Techie. Nope, that's not my middle name, and neither is Dickinson, for Tom Dickinson, the CEO of Blendtech. Yeah, my like my Will It DOS attire. It's just a cheap lab coat that actually the arms aren't. Well, the arms are maybe just a little bit short or something. Yeah, Will It DOS. So yes, video will be coming out hopefully sooner rather than later because December's quickly ticking away. But yep, Optiplex 3020, i5, 4570, 8 gigs of RAM, AMD R9 390. Total cost was $42. Strider says, nope. Yeah, I'm running this FreeDOS 1.3, which I think's the latest version, and I'm only doing this because I wanted to do something crazy with my cheap PC challenge PC, like run DOS on it. Now the real fun thing will be if I can get the DOS bench on it with so I can run the benchmarks everyone likes to run. I'm not even going to try to set up the gigabit LAN on this thing. So, I guess while we wait for this to finish copying. So, in order to use a Dell Optiplex motherboard not in the Dell case, you have to basically adapt a couple of the headers. So, Dell, of course, uses some proprietary power button that there's actually three points on the 6-point header that you have to make contact in a certain way to turn the system on. Yeah, go figure. And then there's like a front header, and then the USB has some sort of a sense signal on it, probably with the pin that's not normally used. And then even the sound header, even though the HD audio header on the motherboard is actually the standard pinout, if you don't have the HD audio header installed, you got to put a jumper on the block so it thinks it's there. Otherwise, it'll annoy you to no end. Yes, I want to run SpeedSys. If it'll run. Yes, I'm not even sure it'll run, actually. Because a lot of those benchmarks are, like, if you run them on something too new, they just crash. Retrotech Chris had to find a custom audio header for my Packard Bell. Yeah. Oh yeah. If I want the PC speaker, I'll have to make a custom adapter for the speaker header on this board. Somehow I haven't prioritized that as important. Now, there is an open source project for the header adapters for this Optiplex board, which is probably the better way because I bought pre-made ones on eBay due to time constraints, and I'm sure they made quite the profit on the one set. I think at least they gave me free shipping. Yeah, Jack68K says, it's too fast, cannot handle, must crash. Yeah. Ah, do I want to reboot now? Yes, please reboot now. There we go. I believe we just booted from the hard drive because I pulled the CD out. Hey, we have, all right. We have 622K of conventional memory and 36K of upper memory free. That's nice. And we have CD support. We have CD support. Oh, no, I'm not going to crack the CompuServe CD open for this. All right. This is actually pretty nice. Oh, it's got Emacs on it. Okay. That's not quite as nice. Never was a fan of Emacs. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's got Vim. I don't know what game to try. Um, um, yeah, I wanted a graphical game, not something that's just gonna spit a bunch of gobbledygook out onto the screen. All right. Well, I don't know what that chess game. That didn't even look like chess moves. Let's see. It's Christmas, so Doom is the right choice. Was Doom on here? I didn't see Doom on here. There was Boom on here. Well, I guess we can see what this is. Oh. Ah, segmentation violation. That's not fair. Yeah, Chris says, man, that game was Hotel California. How do you get out? I think that's how bad the terminal emulation was. The terminal emulation was screwed up. Yeah, I think this Boom thing is Ultimate Doom, and it just seg faulted. Yeah, okay. That's seg faulted. All right, so I don't want Sudoku. That sounds boring. Fine, I'm gonna go in order until I find one that'll play. Because if I can't find a game that'll play, then we have not successfully installed DOS. Yeah, I could have tried Flappy Bird, but oh, we have a mouse. Um, okay, I figured out how you pause the game. This game is boring. uh, it's not taking any key. The only if I hit space, I can pause it, but I cannot find any key that would make sense that moves anything, and this is like what am I supposed to, am I supposed to like click on groups of oh oh you click on groups of contiguous blocks. Oh, I think you wait for it to build up 3 or more blocks together, and then you can click them to get rid of them. And oh, that's the point of this game. Okay, I get it now. And there's probably some strategy as to when you remove them based on what it's going to drop. Like there, since they're, I probably wait till it built up 5 and then get rid of it. Like I probably want to get rid of that and get rid of that and get rid of that. Get rid of that. This isn't exactly the like funnest game in the world. It's actually kind of boring. I don't think this will keep your kids happy during a long car ride. That's for sure. Now, of course, the other question is, I have no idea how you quit the game. Oh, the goal of the game is to. Chris says the object of the game is to try and stay awake as the blocks fall. Yeah, that's probably about it. Oh, okay. I can't find the keys to exit the game. It's like Control Alt Delete doesn't even work. I'm going to like have to like hard reset the computer to quit this game. Reference, I think it was Chris's previous comment on Hotel California. I think this game is Hotel California. too, because yeah, this is not good live stream fodder. Okay, let me see if I can find the. Do these Dells have a reset button somewhere? No, that would be. All right. All right, so it'll FreeDOS. Yay. Let's I think I have my drive adapter upstairs. Naturally. Let me see. Let me see if I've got DOS bench. I think I got DOS bench down here, the one I need. Yeah, FreeDOS system requirement: 640K, 20 megabytes of hard disk drive space, and a hardware reset button, says Chris. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. I have found too many of these, too many of those games that don't let you out. Maybe I should submit bug reports against the games. All right, I'm trying to see if I don't remember if I've got FreeDOS down here or. Ooh, I have Chex Quest down here. Only I had a sound card that was Sound Blaster compatible. Here's some you hear some static. Oh, my dehumidifier just kicked on. All right, let me go take this drive upstairs where I have my adapter. Let me go copy DOS bench on it. I'll copy Chex Quest on it, even though I don't have a sound card that's compatible with it. We can at least see if it plays, even if some Doom because that Doom didn't want to play. We'll see if Chex Quest plays. It's a DOS game. So I'll take the drive upstairs and copy it. And it actually could be my microphone. So since I need to go copy this data, I'm going to do that. And then when I come back, I'll reset the camera that the microphone, the camera source in OBS that the microphone's on. But let me go get DOS bench on this hard drive so that I can attempt some DOS bench benchmarks. And yes, I'm going to bring the adapter back downstairs with me. Okay, I am back. I just restarted my video. My video source, and okay, so I didn't have 7-zip installed on my laptop for some strange reason, so I didn't get Chex Quest on this drive, but I did get DOS Bench on here. If we have other problems with games, I'll try some of the other memory managers. All right, so we have Phil's Computer Lab, DOS Benchmark Pack. So first we'll try the 3D benchmark for faster PCs. And we have a score of 697.6 frames per second. That's absurd. All right, now we'll try the Chris's 3D SVGA benchmark. No relation to RetroTech Chris, where it's got the where it doesn't like the video card. All right, so did not finish. All right, PC player benchmark. Doesn't like this computer. All right, Doom. Maximum settings. Yeah, no, we've already had 2 benchmarks that just will not run. Doom is going to like 2134 game ticks and 474 real ticks. That yeah, that wasn't nearly as fast as I thought it would be. I guess we're running up against the limits of just how fast the Doom engine can go. I suspect the Doom engine is the limiting factor. I don't know how many frames per second that is. That's a ludicrous speed go. Okay, we'll just go straight for the 640 by 480 Quake time demo. Which I think might have just crashed. No! Quake time demo will not run. Alright, landmark. This computer performs like a negative 18 megahertz AT with a negative 16 megahertz 8287. Yay for actually yeah, it's the CPU is 46,800 megahertz, and you can't see it, but the FPU is 49,500 and some megahertz. Yeah. Yeah, we overflowed the integer. Okay. Okay, top bench will not run. Speed sys is not going to be able to run all the tests because the CPU is in protected mode. It looks like you can't run the memory test because the processor's in protected mode. The processor benchmark is 5,949.97. It looks like it just pegged the bar. Yeah. Woo! I'll let it run the hard drive test. I mean, it's a SATA hard drive. It's fast. It go fast. It goes zoom. Yeah, I think it is quite ridiculous to try to run these benchmarks on a computer this fast. I so totally will do it for my cheap PC challenge video. I'll run the benchmarks that will actually run and include the results. As valid or invalid as they might actually be, but whatever, I don't care. It's for fun. I won't include this hard drive test because, well, that's boring. Although maybe I should try some of those other memory managers, and maybe Quake will run with one of the other memory managers. I'll give that a try. We have the time tonight, even though I did get started a little late. Oh, only 9:57. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. I would almost be tempted to. Oh, first, let me do myself a favor here, because I'm so famous for writing these CDs and then not even labeling what they are. All right, so this is FreeDOS 1.3 live CD. I'm going to write the other FreeDOS bootable CD while we wait for these crazy benchmarks to run, because I'm tempted to try to run FreeDOS on an older system that can still boot from CD. I think that could be fun. I'm also apparently trying to destroy my USB floppy drive tonight. Oh, whatever. Alright. No, I'm not streaming for 12 hours. At least not without a special occasion to do so. I won't say I'll never stream for 12 hours, but it needs a special occasion. All right. So the hard drive speed, according to this benchmark, is fast. All right. There we go. It's fast. Let's see here. That was landmark. Let's see. That was speed sys. We'll check CPU even. Oh, actually, that's cool. Oh, I think I might have put an updated version of this on here. Yeah, actually, the CPU identification utility can actually tell this is a Haswell processor. And yep, it's correctly identifying it as an i5 4570. Excellent. And we are in virtual mode. Okay. Strider says, I imagine Windows 95 and 98 would fly on this system. Actually, this system would be so fast I would have trouble. I would have to install the speed patch, but I would have no drivers for the system. I mean, I would be stuck with the default drivers for everything, so I wasn't going to try that. I wonder if cache check will even work. Oh, that's right. We're in we have to be in real mode to run that. Okay. All right. I don't have Chex Quest on here. All right. Well, I wish I had an OPL to parallel port device, although there's no parallel port on this system, so that actually wouldn't help at all. All right. Well, I don't have the PC speaker hooked up, so. But oh, look at this. Planet X3 actually plays. Well, actually, I didn't quite expect that it wouldn't. But anyways. Okay. We knew it would run. Okay. So, will this system run FreeDOS? Yeah, I wasn't actually doubting that. Will it run DOS 3.31? Well, it booted it, but I would say it probably didn't run correctly. Because it let me partition the hard drive, but it would not format the hard drive. So I suspect drive geometry was quite possibly the problem. Because, oh yeah, I bet, I bet if I ran DOS 622, it would probably, it might actually work better. Because I bet the problem was DOS 3.31, I think just, I think it assumes the geometry and it's like cylinders. So it made the partition 1023 cylinders long, but that's like way too big of a partition for DOS 3.31 on this modern drive. I think that was the problem. All right, so I have a FreeDOS Legacy Boot CD. Handy. And yeah, the only real problem with trying to run these things on this system is that there's no onboard floppy controllers, so I can't plug in a. Oh, good night, Francois. So I can't plug in a GoTech, which would make things so much faster. But there's no such thing as a USB GoTech, so yeah, unfortunately, that means I have to write everything I want to try to boot. I have to write to a floppy disk or a CD. So yeah, will the Optiplex 3020 DOS? Well, yes. You set it to legacy boot, it'll free DOS. It actually free DOSes quite well. Yeah. So yeah. And the fun thing is, if I had this plugged into my uh, kilowatt meter, then I could tell you how much power it was drawing just to run DOS, and it's probably kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, it DOSes. Will it DOS? Yes. It will free DOS. I don't know what I did with my DOS 622 disks. I was able to run free DOS on it. I think that's a win. So, all right. What crazy combination? Yeah. As Retro Tech Chris says, yeah, no support for UEFI, sadly. Modern systems don't have legacy BIOS mode either, it seems. Yeah. The Optiplex 3020 is old enough that it still has it. I do know that I've got my both of my AMD Phenom systems. I think are actually. I don't think they had UEFI because they're that old. Strider says, "I wonder if Rhapsody DR2 would run on there." Well, that might be an experiment for another stream because this is Will It DOS, and that's definitely not DOS. I'm now trying to think after kind of seeing how well DOS 331 ran on this system. Um, Yeah, I don't think there's probably much point in trying to run DOS 331 on any system with a large hard drive, because it's definitely not going to work. I'm trying to decide if I want to drag out the parts and pieces of my beige G3 desktop to attempt to get the Blue Label Power Emulator running. The only problem is, like, I don't have a really good way of getting that onto it. Unless it's going to be happy with me just jamming in a PC CD-ROM drive onto it, which maybe it will just have to learn to like that. All right, so I think the Optiplex 3020 has had its fun on the bench for tonight. I'll record some footage for my video later. So, yep. That'll be my crazy thing that I do for the Cheap PC Challenge, is I am going to run those DOS benchmarks. Jack68K says, the more computers can be used to solve a problem, the better. Well, I mean, I can get the emulator onto the G3 desktop. It's just going to require me to burn it onto a CD. Which is probably fine. I mean, I also still have the problem of I don't know how I'm going to get DOS installed. I mean, I can see if it'll like... I was going to actually try to install FreeDOS on it because FreeDOS is like significantly newer than the emulator. I was curious what it might do. So, well, I mean, I got the FreeDOS Live CD. I got the other one too. All right. As for tonight, the Optiplex will go back to its resting spot until I get back to recording the last of the footage on it. All right. This might be a relatively short experiment. Okay. I think that is primary. Okay. All right. Let me find something to set this on that is not Anti-static foam is actually slightly conductive. I prefer to set this on something that is not conductive. Let me see if I have a box that's strong enough to hold that. Oh, here we go. One of today's potential eBay regrets. At least the box is a U-line box, so it'll probably hold the board. All right. The fun fact of the day is that the G3 desktop and tower boards can be powered by a standard ATX power supply, as is evidenced by the fact that I just plugged that ATX power supply into the header. There is a jumper setting, and this board is set for that setting. Now I just have to find the Apple keyboard and mouse, which are down here somewhere, and I probably set them to the side. All right. ADB keyboard. Let's see here. Monitor adapter. Let's see, that should be on VGA 1, I believe. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can't get a PC emulator up and running on the G3, and then we'll, or let me at least, well, okay. Step 1, let me make sure it still boots. All right, it boots. Chimed. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Okay, I need to plug in power to the compact flash card adapter. That's probably one thing it's not happy about. All right. Luckily, I also am not totally sure I have the... Oh. Also not totally sure that was the correct video cable plugged into that. All right. All right, Gutbomb says, just got Mac System 7 to boot on my 97 PC using an Amiga emulator running a Mac emulator. Okay, heard a speaker pop. Oh, there we go. Had the wrong video cable. All right. Well, that'll get me every time. Well, if it'll boot. There we go. Okay, X. Okay, I do not know why my scaler keeps going in and out of sync. That is getting annoying. That is getting really annoying. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I gotta change the settings on this adapter. All right. Hold, please. The adapter is set for the 2CI apparently, and I don't think my scaler likes the 67 hertz signal coming from the Power Mac. So let me look up the jumper settings and change this to VGA here real quick. All right, let's see here. It's a 10 switch. Yeah, all right. Oh, hold on. I'm still looking for the settings. Found the wrong post. All right. Still looking for it. Oh, there we go. That might be it. Nope, that's not it. It. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, VGA, SVGA. Mode 5. That's what I want. Actually, let me set this to 2367. All right. All right, there we go. My scaler should be happier with that. All right. I could tell it was the scaler because my multi-sync monitor wasn't losing sync. Oh. Well, I had a chime, but oh, it's booting the OS, and I have no. Oh, wonderful! It is definitely booting the OS, and I have no picture. Apparently, I picked the wrong settings. Okay, well, at least it shuts down. All right, so let me try 2, 3, and 5. I'll also try zapping the PRAM. Okay, there we go. All right, well, that's better. Okay, I think it's actually. Okay. We go to the monitor's control panel. Oh, there we go. I show all. Right. Okay. I realized that looks stretched. And okay. I don't know why I'm having trouble. Let me try 72 hertz. I will fix the image if it doesn't flicker. Well, that actually Probably. Well, that might actually. All right. Well, maybe my scaler likes that. It doesn't look as good on my multi-sync monitor. Oh, oh, there we go. Okay, let's see if maybe that. No, that's not working. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try one more thing because I'm not gonna make you all sit through it doing that. All right, let me set it back to 60 hertz. Let me hit the. Now that I remembered how you do auto adjust. And okay, so this computer is. Okay. Well, I guess my desktop G3 needs some work. Which actually probably doesn't surprise me considering that I the other day found that the zip drive that was in it was probably corroded inside. Okay, I'm trying the other VGA input on the scaler. Oh wait, I think that's the wrong cable for it. I think this is the cable for it. How long have you not had audio from me? You mean I've been talking to myself for the past 30 minutes? That's embarrassing. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. So you heard me talk about the problems with the G3 desktop or not? Okay, this is getting. Yeah, no, you can hear me. It was about 5 minutes. Oh, so you probably didn't hear what I said about the G3 desktop. Okay, so there's something wrong with my G3 desktop, so I can't. It keep the video signal keeps glitching on my capture device. I am not going to go through a live stream with the video glitching every 10 seconds, so it's just not acceptable. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, you didn't hear any G3 desktop complaints. Great. Okay. That was probably longer than 5 minutes. All right. Anyways, I spent the last probably you saw the G3 desktop. Okay. All right. Well, I tried to get it to work. I could get it to boot. Unfortunately, the VGA signal coming out of it is for some reason not stable on my capture device, so it kept losing sync. My multi-sync monitor kept a steady image, but not the capture device. I don't know what that was all about, but I'm not going to sit here and stream watching it glitch every 10 seconds. That's not fair to you all. It actually was distracting to me too because it was on I could see it on 2 out of 3 monitors it glitching. Because actually I have what y'all don't see is over on my left, I have the what the capture device sees. And of course, in the middle screen, I've got OBS, so I see what it sees. Unfortunately, I don't see when it loses audio because the audio mixer still shows I'm talking. I should probably check for OBS updates tomorrow. And then on the right, I've got my multi-sync monitor. So, unfortunately, yay! Thank you, Dave. Cheap PC challenge. All right. Thank you, Dave. That'll yeah, definitely help me go towards my cheap PC challenge PC. So, yep. So anyways, the G3 desktop is a no-go for trying to get that emulator to run on it. I do have a G4 tower, but I have not reinstalled the operating system on it, so I don't know if it has the right version of the OS to run the emulator. My other G4 tower, the one I've got upstairs, that's my FireWire 800, it definitely has the wrong version of the operating system on it because I need OS like 9 or below. My iMac G4, I can't find the VGA adapter for hooking it to the capture device, so it looks like, due to a comedy of errors, or in reality, I lost the VGA adapter for the only Mac that I have a known good working install of OS 9 on. Well, I've misplaced the VGA adapter, so yay for me. I mean, I could. I mean, I guess I could if I've got. Oh, it's going to take up so much room on the desktop. I really kind of did want to see what that emulator might do or how bad it was. Alright, I guess I'm gonna feel bad if I don't try. Alright, let me see what's on this keyboard desktop. I don't remember what OS it had installed on it. I know it had a bad hard drive in it when I got it, so. Unfortunately, I don't have a PCI graphics card for the Mac, so. Oh, that. I think I just found the floppy disk I was looking for earlier. Yeah, if I had a PCI graphics card for the Mac, then I would have tried to put that in the G3 desktop to see if maybe just maybe that would give me stable video. All right. I'm not even going to guarantee this machine works. It worked. Worked last time I plugged it in. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. And let me see if I can find the USB mouse. Well, okay. Okay, let's see what's on this Mac, and maybe I can use it to run the emulator. Well, it did chime, even though I barely heard it, so I know you definitely did not hear it. And now I feel like I need to start yelling to... Oh. It would probably help if I changed video inputs. Ah. Oh, well, that would, Well, that'll preclude, running any emulator on this. Alright, let me... I mean, I know this had a bad hard drive in it when I tested it last. And... Oh, and I bet the hard drive that's in it doesn't have an OS installed on it. Okay. Because it does have the original 80 gigabyte hard drive as the secondary drive. And I bet there's no Mac OS installed on it. Okay. Because this is a DOScember stream, I'm going to simply point out that I have removed the battery, but we're not going to install macOS during a DOScember stream. Oh, thanks, Jack68K. Keep PC Challenge back video cards. You decide. All right. Well, maybe I will have to invest in a PCI Mac graphics card for troubleshooting. It would certainly be handy. Of course, also covering my cheap PC challenge expenses will be handy too. All right. Well, this Mac has no operating system on it. I'll probably just break down and buy another VGA adapter for my iMac at some point. Actually, come to think of it, I think that's the thing I was thinking of buying the other day and then forgot about. Oh well. Okay, let's see here. What what can we get in the December trouble with next? Well, hmm. I'm looking for a PC. All right, I'm having trouble deciding. So I've got a maybe a 286 board that we could maybe try to run. I don't know, PC DOS 2000 on. I mean, that's IBM's like last version of DOS. Because I know that's going to run DOS 622. Actually, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing on the WinWorld website that seems to say that it wouldn't. Plus, there's the added benefit that I have disk images for that, so I don't have to write floppy disks. That's always a bonus. Plus, it would give me a chance to do a little more testing on a certain board before I put it in the computer it goes in. Well, those are all good reasons for me to try it. All right, we're going to try IBM's latest version of DOS on 286. And the only reason I'm not trying an 8088 or something is because we'll sit here and watch me fumble trying to get XTIDE to run. So we won't do that. All right. So what 286 board am I going to pick? Am I going to pick the talking 286? No, that's too easy. I have a replacement motherboard for my Emerson Matrix 2000. I'm going to use this board to try to run Windows 2000 because it only has 4 megabytes of RAM, and I also want to make sure it's working exceptionally well before I go through the trouble of swapping motherboards. The motherboard that was in my Matrix 2000 like locks up when it gets warm, or something on it is getting hot and then it locks up. So there's like some fault with it. I'll probably troubleshoot it at some point, but I couldn't resist the opportunity to have an eBay regret because I knew there was a seller that had one of these on eBay. Now, I think off stream or something, I have done some testing on it, and it does. It's at least past the initial testing. As in, it didn't. I was able to run what I thought was a memory test for longer than the first board would run it, and didn't see any signs of it locking up. So, or actually, no, I don't think it was locking up. It was it would start to give memory errors once it warmed up. That's what it was doing. But the RAM was testing in other systems fine. So, anyways, all right. So I've got the GoTech video. I guess I do need a keyboard. How about, because I don't feel like messing with a German keyboard tonight, I will use my Emerson XT-AT supposedly auto switching keyboard with quirks and features, and we'll give that a try. So anyways, all right, plug the power supply in. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh. All right. I may have to put a larger compact flash card in this computer. And 93, 16, 62. I also need to probably enable the floppy drive in the BIOS. All right. I'm going to I'm going to swap compact flash cards here. remember what the... Here we go. All right. 993, 16, 63. 4 MB floppy drive. Yep, that looks right. F10 to save, F5 to confirm. It's kind of a weird and wacky BIOS. I decided to put a new compact flash card in it because, well, I don't want to wipe the one that I set up the other day because I think it's got diagnostics on it. All right, we are booting. So I guess while we wait for it to boot PC-DOS 2000, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that in the event that YouTube decides to actually send you a notification, you might actually get it. Do we want to install PC-DOS 7? Yes. Yeah, it's PC-DOS 2000, but I think it's still version 7 internally. Go figure. I guess it's an IBM thing. Oh, I guess, I don't remember how this drive is partitioned, so let's go. Oh, that's nice. Ah, no partitions defined. Well, let me just go ahead and create a... Oh, wait. Let me just let it go ahead and allocate the free space. I don't need to... There we go. I can let PC-DOS do the work for me. All right. Hopefully, if someone could confirm that we still have sound, because the chat has slowed down, that would be great. Excellent. All right. Thanks, Jack. Excellent. Yes, we want to install PC-DOS. We are going to install PC-DOS on a definitely not IBM system. All right, format the partition. How dramatic, IBM. Note, if your computer is running an operating system other than DOS, installing PC-DOS could result in loss of program and data files. Guess IBM can't imagine why you would be running something other than DOS. All right, let me see if by chance is it really? Yep. All right, it is 2302. I'm sure the BIOS will go crazy over that. All right, let's see here. PC-DOS 7.0 offers new optional tools. Press enter to alternate between yes and no to select tools. All right. Well, I don't need central point backup. I definitely don't want stacker compression. Rex language support. I don't know what that is. IBM antivirus for DOS. Phoenix PCMCIA support. Oh, I think I want PC DOS shell. I don't need PinDOS. All right, I will let it install the shell. Why not? I'll install that because I don't know what it is. Note, you may not have to use every diskette during installation. Well, note, IBM, I might not be using any diskettes during installation. Ha! Take that! All right, what's disk 2? Ooh, PC DOS 7 has included these enhancements. Performance improvements to the DOS kernel for faster processing. Maybe we should put that to the test. RAM Boost, the memory optimizer, can work with multiple configurations and give you more memory. Oh, wow. I'll get more memory. Of course, if I was younger me, I would think that means that it was actually going to create something out of nothing. Just like when I was very young and I learned about Stacker, I guess younger me didn't was wondering why in the world that anyone would run Stacker with less than a 10 times compression ratio, not realizing that that only just sets the optimism of how much disk space it's going to report that you have, that it's not actually going to compress everything 10 times. Yeah. I'm sure RAM Boost is probably like Microsoft's mem maker, and it's probably just going to load stuff up into the upper memory blocks. Ooh, DOS Disk 3. All right. We're moving along on this install. Oh, DOS Disk 4. All right. I guess PC DOS 2000 is better than MS DOS 622 because it has more installed disks. Oh, that's right. IBM licensed Stacker. Like Microsoft, who tried to develop their own compression algorithm, and I think they got sued by Stacker for infringing patents. IBM licensed Stacker. I guess that's one way to make sure your disk compression tool doesn't violate Stacker's patents by just license Stacker. All right, hopefully we are nearing the completion of the install. Oh, it wants disk 6. All right, let's see. Hmm. Yeah, someone have to copy DOSBench onto this compact flash card. Let's see here. I should have my compact flash reader. It has fallen onto the floor, but I think I can. There we go. Your autoexec.bat and config.sys files will be modified by setup. I don't see why I can't let setup edit them, considering it's the one that's creating them in the first place. Oh, welcome to the e-editor. Oh, okay. Changes have been made by setup and saved to your autoexec.bat and config.sys files. Press Control-N key to edit or view each file, then I can press F3 to close without saving, press 4 to save. Okay. Control-N. Okay, well that looks fine. So F4 to save. And yeah, that looks fine. So F4 to save. Oh, cool. Remove any disks from their drives and press the key to restart. All right, well. Oh, that was actually neat. IBM put up a screen to tell you what to do if your computer doesn't restart. But this computer restarted, so I didn't have time to read it. But I think it was telling you to hold down Control and Alt keys and press Delete. Oh, lovely. It's the PC-DOS shell. How quaint. Woo, PC-DOS version 7.0, revision 1. That's nice. Mem, we have 622K of free conventional memory. And like 3 point, it's about 3 1/3, right above 3 1/4 megs of XMS memory free. That's actually pretty efficient. I don't think I need to run, well, it's not MemMaker. I forget what the name of the program is. Yeah. Let's, oh no, DOS key's fine. Hi, Mem. Yeah, I think, yep, it's already got Hi Mem loaded. All right, let me take a quick moment to pull this compact flash card, and we'll load up using this old compact flash card reader. Let me load some benchmarks so we can give it a little bit of a test. PC mouse bench. Let's see here. Okay, that's fun. So let's extract this to root of the D drive. Don't worry. There's a folder inside of it, so all I gotta do is extract this file to the root of the D drive, and I have DOS bench. I suspect more of the benchmarks will actually run, but beats me how well. All right, while the computer's off, I am now going to regret which box I set it on top of. But, well, it's off, so let me swap boxes real quick. Because if we're going to see how well this system DOSes. I'll go get the riser card here in a moment too. I'm going to take this opportunity to... Oh, other than I don't have a sound cable for my speakers because I haven't ordered it yet because I keep forgetting to order it. But I bought this sound card on eBay, the place where I buy things I later regret. And I believe this is... It's a Vibra 16XV, so I'm pretty sure this is one of those Vibras with the built-in awful OPL emulation. But, actually, this is a plug-and-play card, isn't it? Oh, okay. Then, who am I trying to kid? I am not going to test that card in this computer. Well, Alright. I think I've got another sound card. Although I don't have a sound cable for these speakers. All right, so I'm not going full with the sound card tonight because I don't have a... I gotta order an audio cable. All right. Let's see here. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm loading a couple things onto this card. 7-zip. Actually, that's not going to run on this computer. All right, I think that'll do it for now. All right. Okay. It's an old compact flash card reader. It did take a little bit to extract the files. Now they're on the card. And we have DOSBench. Let's see how well DOSBench works on a 286. PC DOS. Actually, we might even load up Check It too. Why not? Wow, that boots really fast. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna install Check It here real quick, and then we'll see how compatible this new version of DOS is with some of my favorite benchmarks and diagnostic utilities. But first we have to wait for it to virus scan everything because that's just what they did for Check It. The thing is, the virus scanner that's on the Check It installed disk can't be that thorough because this version of Check It came on two 360K floppy disks. So I'm kind of wondering if it's just mainly checking for like Well, very little, probably. Although I guess it's at least good to know that it didn't flag PC DOS itself as a virus. I have it on good authority. It doesn't take 5 minutes to install this. Please insert the original disk 2. Well, little does it know that's not the original disk 2. Because actually, this installer is just copying files. It's not doing something crazy like reading from sectors to write files. It's just copying files. Although I think one of these files, it's actually merging the two from the floppy together when it does it, but it's not like trying to do some sector by sector copy to recreate the files on the hard drive. All right. All right, and we got DOS bench. So, all right, let me not fool myself. This is not a faster computer, so I will run the slower versions of these benchmarks. So first we have the Superscape benchmark, and unlike my cheap PC challenge computer, which whipped through this so fast that it almost might have needed an epileptic seizure warning due to flashing graphics, we don't have that risk here on this 286. So, yeah, no worries here. These graphics are definitely not flashing. In fact, this hardly counts as what I call animation at this speed. Well, if I ever get the Blue Label Power Emulator to run on a Mac, which I will at some point, just not tonight, I would be curious to see how it compares to a 286. Because I could totally see it, like, not working that great at all. And actually, the only reason I wanted to run Blue Label Power Emulator is because I bought a license back in the day. It really wasn't a great emulator. Yeah, it's chugging. Hey, Ron! Yeah. Oh, yeah, now it's like the out of breath at the end of the PE session where you had to do the mile run for the presidential fitness test. Yeah. All right, 4.7 frames per second. Yeah, that's not going to win any awards. All right, we're done with that benchmark. All right, Chris's 3D benchmark. I don't. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. Maybe this benchmark will like refuse to run and protect us from misery. Actually, it might have crashed. It also could just be that slow on a 286. Press E. Oh. Okay. I just pressed Control Alt Delete. I think that benchmark crashed. Or at least was going so slow that, yeah. Oh. Legit error there. I had the check it disk inserted. All right. Ron wants me to press E, so I'm going to do it just because it should hopefully give us an error. Ron says if it requires a 386, it's likely going to crash. Yeah. Yep. I think it crashed. It didn't even give us a, like... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Quake requires a 386. I think Quake actually really... You really need a 486 for Quake. A really fast one. All right, so I bet Chris's 3D benchmark requires a 386. A PC player? Okay, well, it looks like the memory extender it's using actually properly errored out. All right, Doom? Oh, okay. The DOS, some of the DOS memory extenders will actually catch you're not on a 386 and not crash on you. Okay, so I can't run Doom. Quake crashes. Oh, we can run Landmark System Speed Test and... Hey, at least we don't have an integer overflow on a 286 system. I am somewhat curious as to how it comes up with... It performs like a 19 megahertz AT. It's only a 12.5 megahertz 286 processor, and the AT is a 286. Whatever. Okay. Well, that's good. Let's see. I don't... Well, top bench score 32. Yeah, whatever. Will SpeedSys run on a 286? No, but at least it doesn't just outright crash. All right. Ah, yeah, not a lot of benchmarks I can run. Okay, it launches. All right. So, yeah, we can run a DOS game. That's all we need to do there. Because actually, a lot of the DOS games I have that I could have probably put on here, I think a lot of them require a 386. All right. There we go. If you were wondering what this machine is. DOS version 7, a Word BIOS, an AT machine, 287 coprocessor. Actually, it's a 380. It's a 287 XL, but this program can't tell it's a 287XL. Yep, looks like it's reporting the correct information. Here we go. Let's see what it... There we go. So it is rating this as 8.45 times the IBM PC XT and 56.91 times the IBM PC XT for math speed, which is probably about correct. Thomas Armstrong's asking me to put a network card next in DOS. Well, the problem is the ISA network card that I have, I could not find drivers for it. And actually, now I'm afraid I probably set it to the side and don't know where the card is itself. Ah, Jack's asking, what makes it an XL? All right. So, at first there was the 287. So this was the original math coprocessor for the 286. It's usually clocked at 2/3 of the CPU processor speed. And it's the standard math coprocessor. Then the 386 came out. The 386 has the 387 as its math coprocessor. But I guess partly because some early 386 systems had 287 math coprocessor sockets because they were that early, and the 387 wasn't ready. And I think partly to give 286 system users a potential upgrade, Intel came out with the 287 XL. This is basically a 387, probably a 387 SX in the 287 pinout. So this is actually a 387 math coprocessor in the 287 pinout. So it actually has the performance of a 387. Plus, it has an internal 3/2 clock divider. So even though a lot of 286 motherboards, and I guess any 386 motherboard that uses the 287 socket, those will all clock the FPU at 2/3 of the clock speed. Well, this has a 3/2 multiplier internally, so internally it'll run at the CPU clock speed. So it's a better math coprocessor. The Matrix 2000 actually is okay with it. My talking 286 does not like the 287 XL. It's almost like it actually checks for the potential presence of it and will give you a post error if it finds it. Hey Jesse, welcome. Yeah, I'd love to get a network card running, but I don't have drivers for the let me see if I can remember where I put it. Yeah, I don't. I honestly think Intel was having yield problems with their 287 or something. I think that's like 2/3 the CPU speed because they thought nobody needed that much math or something like that. Yeah, that's so. I don't know exactly why Intel did it, but that's why I have this. I've got this 10 megahertz rated 287, and it's actually good for. I put it in a 16 megahertz one, and it was fine with it. I think technically that was overclocking it slightly because I really would have needed like a 12 megahertz rated one. Because I think 2/3 of 16 is like, it's like 11 point something megahertz. But yeah, that's Because actually, if you go look at 287s and you start to see ones that have speed grades of like 2 or 3, no, those aren't speed grades like the 8087, where 2 was actually like 10 megahertz and 3 was like 8 megahertz or something like that. No, the speed grades of 2 and 3 on 287 processors were 2 and 3 megahertz. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like Intel didn't think you needed that much math or something. Oh, yeah, the FPU has the designation 87 because the processor's 86. So it's like that's the coprocessor. Honestly, um I don't know why they picked 86 for the processor, but because I know the 8080 was, it's like they were, I think Intel was numbering chips sequentially because the 8080 was a processor. And I think like the 8081 through the 8085 might have been support chips for something. And it's like the next one in line was 8086, so there's your processor. And then the 8087 was the math coprocessor, and then the 8088 was the cut down 8086. So yeah, I don't get it either. But anyways, all right, let me see if I got the network card, so at least I can get the internet starting to look for drivers. Thomas Armstrong's good at finding them, but I gotta first be good at finding where I set the card after admitting defeat the other day with it. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay, so I do have an Etherlink 3 card. That's not the one I was looking for drivers for, and you'll see why in a moment. All right, although someone's probably going to point out possibly something about this Etherlink 3 card. Okay, so I haven't looked, I haven't actually, so I haven't actually looked for the drivers for this, but I'm pretty sure I'd find them if I looked for them. So this isn't the card I was trying to find drivers for a reason. But I'm kind of wondering if that Hitachi chip in the top left corner is actually maybe the ROM, a boot ROM, or if that's just a chip. I don't know which. Actually, that may just be for settings. Anyways, this is we'll see if we can find drivers for this card. They're probably out there fairly easily if I just go do a quick search. This is the card that I need the configuration disk for. Because this one actually has a ROM socket, so I'd like to be able to use it. But I cannot find the Davicom DM900 or 9008F drivers or configuration disk. Although it does look like they're at the top, it says CN200 /600 /650E plus, but it's got a Davicom DM9008F chip on it. But that actually has a ROM socket, so I could use it for XTIDE. So that's the one I haven't found drivers for, and I'd like to because it's got a ROM socket. I guess I can do a quick search for Etherlink 3. Actually, it probably already. Oh, I bet I already have the Etherlink 3 drivers downloaded. The other thing is though, I don't know that in the next 20 minutes I can set up a network connection because I don't have an oh I don't have an SMB1 server or anything I can connect to. I need to set up a Raspberry Pi, which means I need to buy a Raspberry Pi to do that. All right. I guess I can at least start the process. All right. see, Etherlink 3. There we go. It's on the Vogons wiki. Oh, all right, let's see here. That is the 3C509B. 509B. Oh, is this it? Version 5. Oh, okay. That's too new of a disk. Does not have DOS drivers. Huh. All right. Okay, that looks like a sketchy website. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like IBM's website is still hosting the Ethercom driver disks. Interesting. Okay, well, okay. They're too new for what I'm trying to do, but they're there. There we go. All right, I think I got what the disk is. And rename the file I just downloaded. Okay, that looks like the correct disk. Does have, looks like it has the DOS. Got the packet driver. Of course, no, I could, All right, let me, oh, did I bring the No, of course I didn't bring the thumb drive downstairs. That would have been too simple. And this is where I realized that I would have to go upstairs again to put this disk image on the thumb drive that this computer will not even acknowledge if I plug it in. I don't want to go upstairs again. Okay, we're not doing the network card tonight because it's like quarter till, and if I'm going to set up the network card, I would actually like to be able to set it up all the way. Although it would be good to know if this card is working, and maybe the driver disk could tell me that, because I just noticed there's a scratch on the back side of the card. Okay. Let me... Okay, I guess I will go copy this to the thumb drive. Let me go put this somewhere where I can get to it upstairs. Because I forgot to bring the... I have a thumb drive. I have a new thumb drive. So I thought it would probably work on the system, but I didn't bring it downstairs because I forgot to. Or did I forget it? Brought the compact flash card downstairs, but I did not bring the thumb drive that was sitting beside it. Oh, of course. Okay. I guess I now would like to see if this computer, the network card works. I guess we can at least configure it and whatnot. All right. Let me go copy the image to this thumb drive. I'm not going to go to be right back because that screws with my audio. Well, I found the thumb drive while I was upstairs. It was in my pocket the whole time. Okay. Well, if this... Alright. There's the riser card. I'm fairly sure I could have just probably plugged the network card in without the riser card, but I don't know. Sometimes things can be funny like that. Alright. So I'm at least going to see if the network card's detected and configure it, but then we'll pause and maybe I might, for Thursday's stream where I finish projects, maybe I might see if I can't get a Raspberry Pi set up to be an SMB1 server so I could actually connect to something and test that it's working. All right. But I don't have said thing set up close to enough to do that now. Actually, it would probably help if I remembered what the name of this disk was. Oh, 3Com. There we go. All right. All right. So I think I want install. Cool. All right. Let's just do the configuration and diagnostic program. See if it sees the card. I don't know if anyone out there can tell me what you normally set these cards to. All right, excellent. It does see the card. 3C905B-TPO. That is what the card is. Let me run the tests on the card. All right, well, let's start the tests. Okay, that's good. Okay, the card does appear to be working. Oh, Nick statistics. That sounds cool. Or maybe not. All right, let's configure the NIC. I don't know if RetroTech Chris is still out there to tell me what the recommended IO base address and interrupt are for a network card. Yeah, no, something worked on the first try. How odd, Jack says. Well, this card did not come from eBay, therefore it, of course, would work on the first try. Jeremy gave this card to me. I'm pretty sure he did. I just don't remember what the recommended settings are for a network card under DOS. It's been so long. Almost like I should... I mean, I guess I could leave it at 310 and... Okay, that's not applicable. Yep, it only has a RJ45. Let's see here. Driver optimization. Maximum modem speed, 9600 baud. That... Ooh, did I turn on full duplex on this card? I probably should not. Oh. Well, I didn't actually change any of the... I didn't actually change any of the settings. Yeah, I've got a switch that will handle the half duplex. All right. So I think the network card's working. Yeah, I've got a Dell smart switch that I've got one of the ports set for half duplex. So, all right, so I got a network card and it's configured. And we've run out of time. I don't have anything to connect it to anyways right now. So I guess with that, will it DOS? We have answered the question. So will my cheap PC challenge PC DOS? Yes, if you run FreeDOS. No, if you tried DOS 3.31. Although that would have really been awesome. Will a Power Mac G3 desktop DOS? No, of course not. I guess it wanted to misbehave because it did not want to run DOS. That's all I can figure. Will my Emerson Matrix 2000 DOS? Well, of course we knew it would DOS, but will it PC DOS 2000? Yes, it will run PC DOS 2000, even though its BIOS is definitely not in the new millennium. In fact, actually, it's so not in the new millennium, I realized there was one thing I wanted to do. If I can get into the BIOS here real quick. I wanted to see how... Oh, looky there. It's actually showing a date, but I guarantee you it's probably not liking that date. Also, you cannot set a date in the 2000s in the BIOS. It actually would reject that. So, but yeah, I know I should probably try soft PC, but my G3 desktop, there's something wrong with it. So, well, you probably look for that. Yeah. So, yep, there's the case for it. It's in the corner, apparently for a reason. Actually, it's just because it's the place where I set it, because the case is a wreck. Apparently, parts of the computer are still a wreck, even though I've tried to clean it. There's something up with the video card, the onboard videos. So, I don't know. I might be buying a new logic board for it. Anyways, yes. So, we have seen that, yes, new PC DOS 2000 will run on a 286. I kind of figured it would, but hey, so at least my Matrix 2000 is now running DOS 2000. How apropos. G3 desktops do not run DOS, and there's a reason for that. And they will misbehave when you try to run DOS. And then, of course, yes, you can get sort of new computers and they can still boot DOS, but DOS 3.31 on a Haswell processor, not recommended because you're not going to be able to format a hard drive to install it on. It's probably not going to like the drive geometry. I don't think you can get a SATA drive small enough. So really, I mean, okay, so if I had a small enough IDE drive that would actually properly auto detect on an IDE to SATA adapter, then maybe I could actually install DOS on that computer. But most of the small drives that have been small enough to have the proper geometry aren't going to, they don't auto detect properly all the time. So, anyways, yes. So, will it DOS? That was the question. I think we answered it semi sort of successfully. And yes, I think that has set us up for potentially seeing things like this back on Thursday. I'll try to set up something for being able to actually connect to from this computer. I think RetroTech Chris has a few videos on the topic, so I guess I've got some homework for tomorrow or Thursday. But anyways, this computer, this motherboard is stable. So it looks like at the minimum, I'm going to be swapping motherboards in this motherboard into my Matrix 2000, and I'll work on the other one later. So at the very least, I have a new motherboard for that computer, and we got PC DOS installed on a compact flash card. So bonus. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Jack says I don't think auto detect worked that well back in the day either. Yeah, it didn't. It really, it was like once you started to get to drives that were like about over a gigabyte. I mean, maybe not quite a gigabyte, somewhere around there. Once the gigabyte drives started shipping, drives of that general age started to be when I think auto detect really got reliable. Although I think maybe the year or two beforehand, you started to get more drives that were actually would auto detect. But yeah, definitely some of my smaller drives are definitely not ones that auto detect properly. I mean, they auto detect on some systems, but they're not reliable and won't do it correctly on a SATA to IDE adapter because those really depend on the drive reporting the geometry properly correctly every time. So, anyways, I think we've had some great successes tonight. It was a different type of stream. I wanted to give it a try. Will it DOS again? Well, there's always next December. Jesse says I still own a ComWave switch. They're at least they're compatible with just about any network. Yeah. Thomas Armstrong says the DOS 3 to DOS 4 jump. Yeah. I although some of the problems I had on my cheap PC challenge computer with DOS 3, I don't think going to DOS 4 would have done much to fix it. In fact, I'm not sure DOS 6 would have done enough to fix it, but who knows? Maybe tomorrow when I do some of the B-roll for the cheap PC challenge video, I might actually manage to find my DOS 6 discs, and maybe I'll try to boot DOS 6 and see what happens on it. So, anyways, stay tuned for that video. I'm hoping to do some editing on that tomorrow. And Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I think Thursday I'll actually be able to stick to 7 p.m. Eastern because, well, this audio problem, if I haven't fixed it, it's just going to have to stick around. But anyways, yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll do the 5-hour stream of fixing unfinished DOS compatible computer projects. So we'll have fun there. The Emerson Matrix 2000 will probably make an appearance. The other 286 might make an appearance, but I need to get a hard drive bracket for it because this is the original bracket and the holes that are in the hard drive side of the bracket, by golly, they're not standard spacing. So can't use that bracket to mount I've got a nice 270 megabyte hard drive for that computer. But I can't screw the hard drive into that bracket because the holes don't line up. Anyways. Oh, okay. Well, if you're late to the party, we'll still have plenty of fun. So stay tuned for that. Guess with that, I can't think of much else other than smash that like button, subscribe and turn on notifications, and tell a friend. I know I didn't get to 512 subscribers by Christmas. Maybe I'll get there by New Year's, but I'll get there eventually, and telling your friends is one way I'll do it. Dave says you can do that on my New Year's Eve stream. Ah, yes, that's right. Dave's got a New Year's Eve stream. Yeah, I might actually be available for that stream. Yeah. Unfortunately, I missed Trina's stream because I had a couple things pop up to attend on Christmas Eve. So, yeah, I didn't make it for Trina's stream, but I currently have nothing on my calendar for New Year's Eve. Can't guarantee that will be the case, but I'll at least hopefully be able to pop in for Party of Stream Dave. Anyways, with that, I'm going to wish everyone a great rest of your evening. Take care and God bless. Computerized Start is brought to you by my awesome patrons on Patreon and by your tips and memberships on Ko-fi. These and other channel supporters make my live streams possible. You too can become a channel supporter with tiers starting at just $1. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you've liked what you've seen, subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video or live stream. And as always, thank you for all your support. I hope to see you next time. And until then, take care.